of years. Dorit is the third longest with 8 seasons. Her and Rinna are tied for the third longest
Wow.
in Beverly Hills housewife history.
Wow.
So Erica and LVP second and Dorit and Rinna, you know what I mean? Like when you think of the
Yeah.
show, you don't really think of like Dorit as, but like 8 seasons, she's tied with Rinna for the third longest Beverly Hills housewife in history. That is
And
something.
people, it is something, especially when you think about the years where people were lamenting and begging for them to not be on the show. Like they really like advocated for them to be kicked off. And they're still here, or Dory's still there. And I listen, you and I again texted about that. I'm loving Dory right now.
Loving.
I mean, go. And it's not to say that it's because I like Kyle and I don't find any, joy in seeing her and Kyle fight. That's not it. But I love that she's finally not caring what she looks like and she's just being true to herself if she is in fact doing that. I don't know her. I've never met her, but yeah.
There's a lot of talk about that online. Like she did, well, there is this rumor. Some people have come for her. There's rumors that, she was close to being on the chopping block, which I don't necessarily know if that's true. And it all kind of happened at once where like Alex Baskin also said, like, look, you can come back, but you have to be honest. Like you can't hide this. Like your marriage is falling apart. Now
Yeah.
she says, though she's admitted like that according to her, she says she really wasn't sure then that she was going to come back. I don't know if that's true, but in the sense of like, I don't know if I want to show this to the world. This is what she says. I don't know if it's true. Like, were you really not going to come back? But they said if you come back, just do it. Just do it. Like, everyone will support you. Like,
That's
people
right.
want a real person. And that, so I think she also was given encouragement, like, we will have your back. Per this, I mean, it is what it is. Whatever happens,
I
happens.
wouldn't believe that for
Right.
anything.
I know. Do they ever have your back?
Only when it suits them. Only
Right.
when it's to their benefit.
Which it
Sorry.
suits them now in the beginning of the
Sure.
season.
Sure, because this is a storyline right now between Dorit and Kyle. Of course. No, I mean, and I don't want to jump cities, but I can't wait to get to poor Shannon Bedore.
I have a
God.
lot to say about Shannon Bedore. I have stuff to say about Shannon Bedore. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm loving Dorit. So that's the thing. They said you got to show it, and now she's showing it, and I think people are loving her. I mean, I've seen some, there's always mixed reactions, right? I think.
Yeah. I mean, she's still, I will say I was really loving her. And then when she had the dinner, because was it yesterday, last night, I watched the second episode.
Right,
And
we're her
when
PK, that one.
yeah. When they went out to the dinner and he kind of came in and did the twirl in the new clothes and said it's the single PK and she was sitting there and yeah, that reaction from me, you know, you could tell that wasn't, I mean, and she talked about it in her confessional that it bothered her, like, but yeah, I mean, to me, I thought, well, that would have been a perfect time for her to be honest in the moment and to say something to him. Granted, you're out to dinner and you don't want to break down and cry or whatever, but that was cold blooded, I thought.
I
God forbid, cross myself and knock wood, if Donnie ever and I were ever separated and we went out to dinner in public to talk about how things were, and he did a twirl and said he's the single Donnie, I'd probably like take the fork off the table and put it in his thigh.
Yeah,
That's
right.
bold. That's to hurt. That's only to hurt. That's not nice. And they were separated for like, what did she say, for like 48 hours?
And he does look, I mean, he's lost weight. He looks
Looks
better. The
good.
best. Yeah, he looks
Sobriety
the
looks
best.
good on
He's,
him.
yeah.
Yeah. No, for sure. Donnie and I ran into him. He didn't I guess we were at LAX and we were on no, I know this now. We were coming back from London together and he was on our flight. And and the craziest thing is that at first I didn't, and I don't know how I didn't recognize him, but I didn't. Like, I'm like, I know who that person is. Like, is that someone we know, honey? And Don's like, I don't know who that is. I've never seen him before. And I was like, no, I know him. And I was like, huh. And then when we were at baggage claim, and he was talking to us a little bit, I don't think he knew who, I mean, not to say he would ever know who we are, but yeah, it was really funny. And then he kind of talked to us a little bit, and he was waiting at the wrong carousel for his bags. And when we were leaving, and by then I was like, "Oh my God, that's Dorit's husband." And I said, "Well, he's waiting at the wrong carousel. Should I tell him?" And we didn't. And we just were like, "We got to go. Our car's waiting." That was kind of shitty.
I mean, I've been there before where you just like you're like I should tell this person
Every
this.
man for himself. Yeah.
When was this that you were on the same like
This is,
recently?
yeah, like 3 weeks ago, I guess I want to say.
Wow.
Recently. Yeah. 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 But yeah, and yeah, he was really sweet and very normal. And that's kind of why I think I thought, like, do I know him? Like, why do I feel like I know this guy? Well, here I am, just a housewife voyeur, like, hey, you think you know everybody. No, you don't know him. You just know of him.
He might have known who you guys were. I had a moment with him too. Like in September, I went, it's a long story. I was in for other things. I was in Florida and then I was going to a Boy George concert, which I said to myself,
Oh,
I
fun.
mean, I wonder if PK would be here. Just, he could be, but
Yeah.
this is not like LA or New York or,
Right.
and
Right.
sure enough, I walked in and there he was.
Oh,
And he looked at me like, how do I know you?
yeah.
And I was like, behind the velvet rope, like, I don't know. He's like, oh my God, I know exactly who you are. And just,
Okay.
he was, now, granted, this could be somewhat performative in the sense that there is going to be a microphone in front of me in 48
Right.
hours.
Yeah.
But he called some woman over. He's like, I need a backstage pass for him, whatever he
Oh,
wants. I
very
mean, you
nice.
don't have to do that. Like, you physically do. I mean, I very nice, whatever. Then after the show, he texted me or
Oh.
had the hotel find me. He's like, come and have drinks with me and Boy George. He was not drinking
Oh.
either. So I'm just like that. I don't
Did
know.
you do it?
Yeah, because we were actually
Oh,
staying in the same hotel. I was like,
nice.
okay, but like he didn't have my phone number. He called the hotel. I don't know how this all went down. He called the hotel, I guess, concierge to text me to
Oh,
say PK's
you're
looking for
invited.
you. But I mean, this is also, I don't know what you said. Like, I mean, I don't think I ever really told him my name. I don't know. The whole thing was just
Right.
really weird.
Yeah.
But the point is, I don't know. You don't have to do that. So I
Right.
really did think I found him to be very genuinely nice.
Yeah.
I
And
truly did.
genuine, that's the word. He's to me, he came across as very genuine.
That's so funny. You were on the same flight. Are you shocked that that this divorce is happening? As Sutton says, who says it? Does Sutton say that Beverly Hills is where marriages go to die?
I mean, I mean, shocked and no, I don't know them to have an opinion one way or the other, but I am kind of sad to see it because they have two small kids. And I think that, I mean, I'm divorced. I didn't have kids, but I know how divorce sucks. It's not fun. It really is miserable. And especially when you're still friends with someone and you love the person, even though you know you can't be in a marriage with them, it's like suffering a death. And letting go of that relationship when you're so used to when that's what I was going to say when she said, well, we talk 5 times a day, and he said, well, we're not going to do that anymore. And my ex and I were like that. We talked 10 times a day. And I was even after I was married to Donnie, we were just that good of friends. Like, we talked all the time. And the time came where it was like, okay, I gotta probably stop doing this. And and it was like letting a friend